Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Earlier, we have told you the reflection of the light. What is the reflection of the light? When light travels in air or in any medium, what happens? When it strikes a object, it is reflected back. And what happens when light passes from one medium to another medium? We will study about that also. And we also discussed with you last time spherical mirrors. What type of spherical mirrors were discussed? Two types of spherical mirrors were discussed. Convex mirror, concave mirror, and the third one, plane mirror. You have seen concave mirror forms different type of images when the position of the object changes. And in the case of convex mirror, you found what type of image is formed. So after going through these mirrors, we also discussed with you the refraction of the light, that when light passes from one medium to another medium, it undergoes refraction. What happens? Light undergoes refraction. Today we are going to discuss refraction by spherical lenses. What are spherical lenses? You have seen that there are two types of lenses. You may have seen in the science labs two types of lenses. So lens is a transmitting optical device that focuses or disperses a light beam by means of refraction, So what is going to happen in this case? That you have seen a small magnifying glass being used by those who are doing some watchmakers. आपने देखा जो वॉच मेकर्स होते हैं वो अपने आंखों पे एक लेंस सा लगाते हैं, तो जब वो वॉच को खोलते हैं और ठीक करते हैं, you have seen when they see the tiny parts of the watch, they are using a small magnifying glass. So these type of glasses which you are aware, sometimes you can't read the small letters, you put a magnifying glass. Now these are the lenses which we are using. A transparent material which is bound by two surfaces. One of the surface should be spherical. And what we will be studying here, two types of lenses, convex and concave. So here we are saying, first of all, what is a lens, students? Transmissive optical device that focuses or disperses a light beam by means of refraction. Why do I use the word refraction? Because light will travel from one medium to another. So here, from air to the lens, what will happen? Then refraction will take place. A simple lens consists of a single piece of transparent material, while a compound lens consists of several simple lenses, elements usually arranged along a common axis. If I think you have already seen, if I draw this type of lens, student, which lens is this? Which is this lens which I have shown? You can see that the lens which I have shown here, this is thicker at the center. It is thicker at the center. It has two spherical surfaces. This is an example of what I say double. This is an example of students. So this is nothing but a type of double convex lens. Double convex lens. Because from both sides, it can behave as a lens, convex lens. So it is bulging out. You can see it is bulging out at the edges. This is bulging out, and this is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges. So this is a double convex lens. We can say convex lens. What type of lens is this? We have said it is a converging lens. Why do we call convex lens as a converging lens? What do you mean by a converging lens? It is thicker at the middle as compared to the edges, as you have seen. What will happen if I take this lens? This is my optical center. What happens if the rays of light are coming parallel to this? What will happen? They will get converged. These rays of light get converged at a particular point, which we call as the focus. So the light rays which are coming parallel to the axis, you will see they are converging at one point. That is why we call this as a converging lens. Another type of lens which we have drawn, concave lens. How it looks like? This is my concave lens. So you can say this is surface is concave, this surface is concave. So the light can, in this case also light could go from either side, here or here. Because what is happening in this concave lens, you can see in the center is thinner, edges are thicker in this case. So we will be using two types of lenses. This is my concave lens. Now what happens in the concave lens, if I consider this is my optical center, we are going to define what we are talking about. This is the principal axis. So what happens if the light is coming, it gets diverged, student. It is a divergent lens. So if it will diverge the light, then we can show it something like this. So this is called a virtual focus in this case. Similarly, if you consider light here, student, what is happening? It is diverging. So the rays are appearing to meet at this point, which is called the focus of the concave lens. So it is divergent lens. Divergent lens, student. And this is convergent lens. So you can see the difference between the two, convergent and divergent. Okay? Can you see this? Convergent lens. So here we have shown the images of the two lenses. Keep on noting everything, students, on your notebooks. Physically, convex lens is thicker at the middle region and thin at the edge. And you can see this is my convex lens. This is the optical center. There are two focal lengths, f1 and f1 and f2 on either side. If the light rays are coming parallel to the principal axis, they are meeting at this point, which we call as the focus. And this is twice of the focus. On this side also, we have written f1 and 2f1. Here we have written f2 and 2f2. Because it is a double convex lens, the light can come from this side, light can also come from this side. So there are two foci which we have defined, f1 and f2. Here is a picture of the concave lens. It is thin at the middle region. You can see thin at the middle region. What will happen? The light parallel to this, they will pass through this and they appear to meet at this point, which is the focus. So the focus here is on the right hand side of the optical center. So this is a real focus. What we have, real focus, student. And what about this? This is a virtual focus. So two types of lenses, but we will study in them. There are certain definitions which should be known to us before we proceed further. Define the center of curvature, principal focus, optical center, aperture, focus, and focal length of the lens. First definition, student, what is center of curvature? What do you mean by center of curvature? First definition. The center of sphere of part of which lens is formed. I hope what we are trying to say is clear from this side. If I see students, if this is my convex lens, what do you find? Actually, this if I consider this, since this side is bulging out, this side is bulging out, student, as you can see, if this is my convex lens, if I consider this would be like a, as you can see, sphere, student. And the center of that, the center of this, of which it is a part, is what we call as the center of the curvature. Similarly, here in the concave lens also. So the center of the sphere of which lens is formed is called the center of curvature. Is it clear? We can draw a sphere. My lens, students. Now, if I consider this part, it is a part of a sphere, the center of which, this point C, is the center of curvature. The center of the sphere, a part of which lens is formed. What is the principal axis, student? Imaginary line that passes through the center of curvature of the lens. So an imaginary line which will pass through the center of curvature, that is called the principal axis. Principal axis. It is an imaginary line that passes through the center of curvature of a lens. Third, optical center. The central point of a lens is called the optical center. What is the optical center? This point O. This is called the optical center. This is the center point of a lens. This is the center point of a lens. A ray passes through optical center of a lens without any deviation. If the ray of light will pass through optical center, what will happen? It will pass straight without any deviation. You can see, if any lens I take, if this is the optical center, if the light will pass through this, it will pass straight without any deviation, no deviation. But if it comes here, you know, this gets refracted, this gets refracted. Here, there is no reflection. It passes straight. No deviation is observed when the light ray is passing through the optical center, O, point O. Next, the principal focus of a convex lens. What is the principal focus of a convex lens? Is a point at which light rays traveling parallel to the principal axis converge after passing through the lens. So, light rays which are parallel, supposing these light rays are coming, they are parallel to the principal axis, then they will get, what will happen to student? They will converge. All will converge at a point that is called the focus. So this is the principal focus. If I take the other side, also you have, if the light rays are coming from this side. So focus of a convex lens is a point on the principal axis on which rays of light that get, for a concave lens, this is a convex lens. This is a convex lens. Okay? Focus of a concave lens, principal focus of a convex lens, is a point on the principal axis on which rays of light that get diverged after refraction through lens, when produced backwards, tend to meet. The refracted rays appear to diverge from principal focus of a concave lens. We already gave you a mirror formula. Here also we are saying 2f is equal to r. F is the distance, focal length distance. Double of this is equal to the radius of curvature. 2f is equal to r. Is it clear? Note down the definition, students. Note down the definitions. After you have noted, I will proceed further. So here we have shown, this is the principal focus. Principal light rays parallel to this meet at a point focus, and this appears to, this is a divergent lens. This one is a divergent lens, as you can see, student. This, that the light rays are diverging, and we can join backward to get the focus of the concave lens. Next thing, how many focal points and center of curvature does lenses have? These type of lenses which I have shown, it has two spherical surfaces. These type of lenses which I am showing student, they are double convex lens. Okay? So it has two spherical surfaces. How many spherical surfaces? Two. You can see one spherical surface this side, another this side. So I can write here focus. This is our center of the sphere of which it is part, which we talked of center of curvature or radius of curvature C1 and C2. It has on the other side also. So there will be two focal points, one on the right and other on the left. Same will be true. This is my concave lens. You can see if I draw the sphere, then the center of that is the center of curvature or radius of curvature. Similarly, you have on this side, this is a double concave lens. Double concave lens. It is, you can see, it is thinner in the middle. It is thicker in the middle. Note each lens has two focal points, one on each side of the lens, unlike mirrors. Mirrors only have one focal point, but in lenses, I am saying if this is the convex lens, I consider this is my principal axis. Imaginary line which is passing through the optical center of the lens. This should be at 90 degree. This is making 0 degree angle. No deviation takes place here. So you will have foci F1 and another one on the other side, F2. Double of this, which we call a center of curvature, C1 and C2. Like this, for concave lens also, you will have two focal points. Lenses can allow light to pass through either face depending on where the incident rays are coming. Therefore, every lens has two possible focal points. Is it clear? Why do we talk of two focal points? Now we are coming to the most important part, students. How will the image be formed in the case of the convex lens? As we discussed the image formation in the case of concave mirrors also, here also we are going to discuss the images formed by the lenses. So there are some rules which we will use for image formation. For mirrors also I have used some rules. Here also I will use the image formation by lenses. Image formation using ray diagrams rules. We must learn the rules, student. And as I told you that there are 3 or 4 rules, but we will need only 2 rules in order to draw the ray diagram. When 2 rays will intersect, that will be the point where image formation takes place. The rule 1 says, what is the rule 1? Note down. A ray of light which is originally parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus after refraction through the lens. As you can see, this is my lens. If I have a lens, student, this is my lens. What I do, the center point is called the optical center O, and I draw the principal axis straight, no deviation here. Then the rays of light which are parallel, what happens to them? They will move from the focus. This point is the focus, F. So any ray of light parallel to the principal axis, this is my, if I F1, so this is my F2. So any ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, it will pass through the focus. This is the first rule. Rule 1, note it down. For concave lens, then what happens? It is a divergent lens. Concave lens is a divergent lens. if the ray will pass, it will get diverged, student. And if it will get diverged, then what will happen? The ray appears to diverge from the principal focus located on the same side of the lens. Okay? So in case of a concave lens, the ray appears to diverge from the principal focus. Principal focus, which is located on the same side of concave lens. So this is the concave lens which we have shown. Is it clear? What is happening here? This light ray, this has got diverged, and what happens? It appears to diverge from this point, this one, which we have shown by dash line. This is the focus which is located on the same side. Here the focus is on the other side. Light is coming from left, focus is on the right side. This is the rule number 1. Let us see the rule number 2, students. Rule 2 says, because in the paper they will give you 4 choices, some diagrams will be there as you have seen in the sample paper. So they will ask you which is the correct ray diagram. So if we know the rules, we know what image is formed, where image is formed, magnification, or what is the size of the image, what is the size of the object, where is the image formed, distance of the image from the optical center. All this information is there if we know how to draw the ray diagrams. And the rules are very important. Without rules, I cannot draw the ray diagram. Rule number 2. Ray of light passing through optical center of the convex lens does not bend after refraction but goes straight. And you see any light ray passing from O, it goes straight. This is the optical center. Now you can see what we are drawing, student. In the exam, you will have to see all this. This is the central point O, optical center. So any ray, this is my principal axis, and you have to focus. If I say this is focus 1, this is focus 2, any ray which will pass through this, what will happen? It will go straight and come back on the same direction. This is the second rule. It does not bend after refraction but goes straight. Also, ray of light going along path of principal axis of convex lens also goes straight and does not deviate. So in both the cases, the same story is there. For convex as well as concave lens, for both it will hold. For this concave lens also, the ray of light which is passing through the optical center, what happens? That does not bend after refraction. It is not bending after refraction. Does not bend after refraction but goes straight. Important point. Rule number 2, note down. Rule number 3, students, which will be used for drawing the ray diagrams or the image formations. When a ray of light passes through focus, then it becomes parallel to the principal axis. You can see this ray of light is passing through the focus, then it will become parallel. Will become parallel, student. If this is the focus, what will happen then? This is my focus. There is another focus, double lens. Then it will become parallel to the principal axis, as it has become parallel to the principal axis after refraction. Rule 3. So what happens in this case? This is my concave lens. If it is passing the focus of the concave lens, this is a, as you can see, I have shown by dash. This is not a real focus because it is a divergent lens. So if the ray is going towards the focus, what happens? It will become parallel. It will become parallel to the principal axis after refraction. This is my rule 3, student, which I will use for making ray diagrams. Now we are aware of the rules. Once we know the rules, the question will come in the paper to draw the ray diagram. Question 1. Question 1 says, how the question come? Question is, object at infinity. Object is placed at infinity. ठीक है? In front of a, for a convex lens. The question is, what is the position of the image where the image will be formed? What will be the size of the image? And third, they will ask you the nature of the image. Nature means whether the image is real, inverted, or virtual and erect. Nature of the image. Now, this is a question. How will we draw now? We have 3 rules. Out of this, we can use any 2. Out of this, we can use any 2 rules, students. Now, here, no problem, because here, what we can do, we already know, student. Let me draw a better picture. You know, if this is my convex lens, student, first thing I do is that I take the optical center. Then with a scale, student, you can draw this with a scale. You will use a scale, for example, 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, then F1 and F2. You draw F1 and twice of this. This is the center of curvature. This is the focus you also have on the other side. I call this as F2 and 2F2. Object is at infinity, then what will happen? The rays will come from far away, distant for the object, student. What is the result of that? Object is at far away point, infinity, then what will happen? They will all meet at focus. Only you need 2 rays. I said 2 rays, wherever they intersect, that is our answer. So position, what is the position of the image here? At position of image is where? Focus, F focus, which I am talking here, F2. And what will happen? It will become very small, highly diminished point size. As you can see, this is the image. So this will be point sized. That means highly diminished. Highly diminished. And this is real and inverted because you can take it on screen. The image is real, inverted in the case of this convex lens. If I put a screen, you will get the image, very small image, tiny. So note down this, student. Note down. Next, let us see what happens. Now we are saying when object is placed beyond 2F or beyond center of curvature of a convex lens, then what will be the question? What question is? Object is placed beyond C, ठीक है, in a convex lens. In a convex lens, what is the position? size of image and nature of the image. So how will we draw, students, in this case? We have three rules. First rule says any ray which is parallel to the principal axis will pass through focus. So I can use, student, rule 1, in which parallel ray to the principal axis passes through focus. Ray parallel to principal axis passes through focus. And what is another rule? A ray passing through optical center goes straight without any reflection. Okay? Rule 2. Ray passing through optical center. Okay? Goes straight, you have seen, does not undergo any bending or refraction. Passing through optical center, goes straight. If I use these two rules, what will happen? Here is an example. This is the object. AB is my object. So first rule, rule 1, it passes through the focus. And rule 2, I am applying here. Rule 2, student, it passes straight where they are intersecting at this point. So where the two rays intersect, that is the point where image is formed. So in this case, you see the image has become inverted. This image is inverted, real. It can be taken on the screen, student. And the size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. So image is inverted, real. Image is diminished. Diminished mean smaller. Image is smaller than the size of the object. And where it is formed between, as you will see, this image is being formed between F2 and 2F2. So formed between F2 and 2F2, or this is the center of curvature. The distance between the object and the optical center is called U. What is U? The distance between the optical center and object. What is the V? The distance between the image and the optical center. Image and the optical center. Here we have said position of the object beyond 2F1. Position of the image is between F2 and 2F2. Or you can say C. This is the center of curvature. Relative size diminished. The size of the image has become smaller, and it is real and inverted. Real and inverted. This is what we have. Next, students. What is the position of the, when the position of the object is at 2F or C or at center of curvature? What will happen? F1 to F1, this is the object. What rule I am using? Rule 1. The ray which is parallel to the principal axis will pass through focus. And I am using rule 2. Ray passing through optical center goes straight where they are intersecting at 2F. So position of image is where? At 2F2 or center of curvature. As you can see, this first rule, rule 1. This is the rule 1. Okay? And this is my rule 2. Wherever they intersect, that is the point where image is formed. The size of the image, AB, is the size of the object. AB is the size of object, student. This is equal to size of image. What is the size of the image? A dash, B dash. So they are same size. And what has another important point? What is the nature of the image? Position, size, nature. The nature of the image is what? It is real and inverted. The image is real and inverted. So any question is given, we have to answer these questions. In the multiple choice question, they will give you which is the correct answer. Out of 4, 1 is the right answer. Next question is coming, student. What is the next question? He says, question. Object is between F1 and 2F1. You have to find the position of the object, position of the image, size of the image, and size of the object. So here you can see the object is placed between F and 2F. I am using rule 1 and rule 2. So this goes and it passes through the focus. This is my rule 1. This is my rule 2. Passing any ray passing through optical center goes straight. Now here you can see that the size of the image has become larger. It is real, inverted, and it is beyond this C2. So the image is formed where? Position of image. Position of image, students, beyond C, center of curvature. Because there are two center of curvature. We are saying C2 here, C, or we say 2F2. Second, it is enlarged. The size is larger. Third, it is real and inverted. What do you form? Real and inverted image. Note down, students, important. Such questions are going to be there in the paper. How to draw a ray diagram, how to draw a ray diagram. We have explained to you so many times. Let's draw the lens, then take a scale. With the scale, you can use 2 cm, this F1. If I take this 2 centimeter, then 2 centimeter 4. Here also take 2 and 2, 4, and then use the rules. Only 3 rules we have told you. Most of the times I am using rule 1 and rule 2, and I am able to draw the ray diagrams. Position of the image, enlarged, real and inverted. This is what is required, and we should learn this very clearly. So object is between F1 and 2,1, then position of the image is beyond, it is found beyond C, the center of curvature. Enlarged, it is real and inverted. Next, let me say, oh water, heal me, I will sip water. Next, we are coming, student, position of the object at focus. When object is question, draw the ray diagram. When object is at focus, concave lens, convex lens. And what is the position of the image, size of the image, and nature of the image. All this we have to find out. Position, size, and nature of image. Then what is our answer? Again, I am using rules. First rule, ray parallel to principal axis passes through the focus. If I pass a ray parallel to the optical center, it will pass straight. Now it is very clear, student, that these are lines look parallel, so they will meet where? At very infinity. What we say? They will meet at infinity. At far away distance, and as you can see, what will happen then? The size of the image will become very large, highly enlarged. The image will, this is the size of the object, that will be very, very large. And it will be real and inverted. Real and inverted, students. So when object is at focus, the position of the image is infinity, infinitely large, and real and inverted. Highly enlarged image is formed. Next, we are saying when an object is placed between optical center and focus. Question. Draw the ray diagram when object is placed between optical center and focus of a convex lens. Now you can see this is the object. What rule I'm using? Parallel to this rule 1. This is my rule 1, student. Ray parallel to principal axis will pass through focus, and the second rule, ray passing through optical center goes straight without any deviation. No refraction takes place here when it passes through optical center. So if I extend them backward as shown by the dashed line, you are getting an image. AB is my object. A dash, B dash is the image, student. You can see this has become enlarged. It is not real, it is virtual and erect. It is virtual and erect. Virtual and erect, student. And what happens? It is on the same side of the lens as the object. Where it is formed? Enlarged, virtual and erect, and image is on the same side. Image is on the same side. Okay? Image is on the same side. Same side of lens as the object. So this is a ray diagram. This is a ray diagram. We are always using two rules in order to draw the ray diagram. So in the case of convex lens, you have seen how many diagrams we have been able to draw. Many diagrams we have been able to draw. Now students, in the case of convex lens, question is what is the nature, position and size of the image formed by concave lens for various positions of the object. Very, very important point, because this question will be asked in the papers. Convex lens, I have shown you 6 diagrams. Concave lens, this is my concave lens. It is a divergent lens, students. And in this case, you always form virtual and erect image. Always in the case of concave lens, you are forming always. We are forming virtual, erect and diminished images. In the case of concave lens. And we have already said that the rules which we have told you are being used. First question, he says object is at infinity. Draw ray diagram when object at infinity. Okay? Infinity for a concave lens. Now here these rays are coming parallel to the principal axis, they will diverge and they will appear to meet at focus. Similarly, this ray, I only need two rays where they will intersect to find the position, as you can see here. So what you are getting in this case, what is the position of image? At focus, and it is very point sized. Point sized means highly diminished. Highly diminished, very small, and it is virtual and erect, students. Nature of the image. Size, nature, these are the things which will be asked, and position. Note down next important point, students. When an object is placed between infinity and optical center of a concave lens. Question. Draw a ray diagram. Object is between infinity and optical center. For concave lens. For the concave lens, students, I am using two rules. Again, rule 1, ray parallel to principal axis is diverged and they appear to meet at focus, as you will see, I've shown by dotted lines. Second, ray passing through optical center passes straight. This is my rule 2. So where they intersect, where the two are intersecting, this point, these two, where they are meeting, as you will see, this, they are intersecting. So the where is the image, student? You can see between O and F. What is the answer then? Position of image always between, position of the images between O and F. O and F1, focus, optical center and F, optical center and focus. Second, what is the size of image? It is larger or smaller? This is larger, this is smaller. Diminished, smaller. And third, whether it is real inverted or virtual and erect. It is virtual and erect. So students, we have shown you how to draw the ray diagrams and what are the characteristics of the images formed in case of convex lens and concave lens. The most important point to note is, in the case of convex lens, we were able to form different type of images depending on the distance of the object from the optical center. Real, inverted, virtual was also formed, sizes were changing. But in the case of the concave lens, we always get diminished, virtual and erect image. Always diminished, virtual and erect images in the case of the concave lens. This is one important difference and which can be asked in the paper. All right, this ends up the important chapter where we have shown you how to draw the ray diagrams for the lenses, convex and concave. Then we will continue more in the next class. Bye bye. Then I will see you in the next class. Any doubt? Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Okay, then we'll see you next time. Okay.
Thank you, sir.